going on, ladies and gentlemen? Today I want to take you into my garage. I could be on an episode of Hoarders because it's pretty loaded in here, I'm not gonna lie. I have to do a little bit of maintenance on the F15 and the Viperjet, and I figured I might as well get free content out of it. So come along, my children. Today we'll be doing some remote control plane maintenance. This is honestly the nerdiest shit ever, but I'm gonna put you guys right here. The F15's been acting up. Gear doors have been disconnected, and the front gear door does not want to close. So today we're gonna figure out why. So I started by working on the gear doors because I needed to fix some of the hinges on the main doors as they had been broken off on the maiden flight of this plane when the trimming was really bad. So I had a pretty rough landing, knocked the doors off in the grass. But once I fixed the hinges, I moved on to getting the door you can see I'm working on now to close all the way, because for some reason the servo arm was not in the correct location, and I could have adjusted that, but I chose instead to just adjust the arm length of the linkage between the servo arm and the door itself, and that seemed to fix the problem. Next I moved on to working on the front servo for the front door. It had stopped working for some reason. It seemed like it was binding, so I decided to take it apart and take a look at it. Ultimately, I just couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. It seemed like a problem between some of the gears and the servo. There might have been a buildup of material or something along those lines, so I just decided to replace the servo entirely, but I didn't have an exact replacement, so I had to cut the wires of this one and solder on a completely different servo, which didn't even fit in the servo well. So I had to adjust the hole where the servo sits, kind of carve it out a little bit more because the new servo was bigger, and also solder on the connections between the new servo and the old servo, as well as a bit of an extension because the receiver sits pretty far back in the cockpit. So I had to feed this kind of long wire up through the front gear bay storage over the main cockpit area and into the receiver. So this was kind of a lengthy process, but it turned out okay, and the gear door functions as it's supposed to now. Here you can see me putting the final touches on the gear door, cleaning up the wires, cleaning up the linkage, making sure everything fits snug and it's working properly, and fitting all the wires back in the cockpit. And that's the end of the work on the F15. The Viperjet just had a couple minor problems. There's a loose vent on the underside of the plane, just a plastic vent I needed to re-glue in, and one of the main gear assemblies had come slightly loose, so I just had to apply a bit more cyanoacrylic glue to that just to keep it from coming loose on another landing. But that's pretty much it. That's all the work I had to get done, so now it's time to take them out and just give them a quick shakedown. I only took the F15 out this time, but we'll get more footage of the Viperjet in the future.